The way I have always wanted to make a video on one of these things, but someone always beats me to it. That's it. That's my intro. Hi, I'm Amanda, watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about a book app that is advertised heavily on TikTok. Now, a lot of these have gone viral or have been discussed previously. A lot of the My Wolf Mate ones, those go crazy. But I saw a TikTok of these, okay? And then the TikTok itself was not an ad, but it gave me the ability to download it as an ad, which is very weird, the whole premise of it. But I downloaded the app because of course I did. This app is called Novel Shorts, all right? It's a white app with a purple outline. With 406 ratings, they have a 1.4 star rating. I haven't seen that since like 2015 when I randomly would download like free apps. Number 16 in books. Some of the ratings. Pay to read and no other option. I saw a TikTok video in 2 parts of a whole story. I downloaded this app hoping I could read the rest of the single thing. I was interested from all this page, and to my surprise, it ends right where the video ended. I can't look at anything else because I need to pay $15 or $20 and maybe even a VIP ticket. I didn't read anything because I was so done that I had to download the stupid app just to read what I already listened to on TikTok and wasn't allowed to watch a video for the chapter it was left on. You have to buy it. You have to buy a ticket or a VIP pass or spend $15 for the rest of the story, which is absolutely nonsense. And not even on TikTok can you post the third part of the whole story because it's copyrighted, and in my opinion it might be AI generated. And then I downloaded it.
But really quick, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Helix Sleep. Now obviously I am not at home. I'm currently on a cruise ship. As much as I enjoy the waves rocking me to sleep at night, this mattress is very thin and really not good on my back. I cannot wait to get home to have a good night's sleep on my Helix Sleep mattress. We all know how important sleep is. I am a firm believer that a good mattress is one of the best investments you can make for your long-term health and the rest of your life, because we spend such a large part of our lives sleeping, and you might as well do it in the best comfort and on a mattress that fits your needs. And whether you're like me and you travel a lot, so you're constantly going from different beds to needing the best night's sleep when you get home to just properly recharge before you get up for another trip, or you just simply need a good mattress, Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses customized to fit your needs, shipped right to your door. I'm sure you're thinking of a mattress store right now with dozens of mattresses lined out in front of you, and you just are thinking of the daunting task of having to try all of them to figure out which one is the best fit for you. But you don't have to do that with Helix Sleep, because they have their Helix Sleep quiz to help fit you to the perfect mattress based on your body type and your sleep preferences. I am 5'2", mostly a side sleeper, but I toss and turn quite a bit, and I like a fairly medium to firm mattress. When you first get to the site, this is what you're going to see, and this is what you're going to click to get you to the sleep quiz. And this is where you enter some details about yourself, like what size bed you're looking for, how tall you are, your weight, if you ever have pain in your neck and back, and what type of sleeper you are. And I was paired with the Helix Sleep Midnight mattress. And not only are the mattresses shipped right to your door, you get free shipping within the US. This is footage from when my mattress got delivered back in April. As you can see, it comes in the box. Very carefully opened it up and got it all set up under Hermes's very judging, watchful eyes. They have a 100-night sleep trial to make sure you absolutely love the mattress you got. They have a 10-year warranty and flexible financing options. Get started on a better night's sleep today. Visit helixsleep.com/swellentertainment to get 20% off your Helix Sleep mattress, plus 2 free pillows. And thank you again to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video.
This story that they are sharing, I am fairly certain is a story that I have heard in other TikToks. Now, there's this genre of TikTok that is very common, which is people stealing other people's videos, whether it's bottle smashing videos or random like prank YouTube video clips and things like that, and then overlaying audio of an AI voice reading off a story from Reddit. And for some reason, this brain rot content does incredibly well. Sometimes it gets me. Usually I find it incredibly grating. Happy Smallness, it's editing Amanda. But basically, these stories typically are real stories ripped from Reddit, and then they use an AI voice to read those stories. But they typically come from people's posts via Reddit, and that's usually where these come from. However, for a good 2-3 weeks now, I have only been getting videos from
novel short stories, okay? And that they've been being ripped from those and using those audios instead. So I hear the same audio a good 5 or 6 times. Read by AI, clearly AI written, and just overly not good and not realistic in any capacity. And now we are talking about novel short.
I should say, this is a 10-minute video. This is music over like a clip of a woman that I don't think I know who she is, but she's like crying. But it's just the text on the screen of this story. So I guess I will read it to you. The day I found out I was pregnant, my husband Brandon's secretary, Jenna, posted a photo of her baby bump on Instagram. The caption read, "As long as you're loved, you can still be a beautiful girl, even when you're pregnant." Now, I have heard this audio used on those like Reddit reading aloud stories. However, I am noticing that so many of these stories that I am hearing are being repeated. So I'll get like 8 different versions of the same story on different videos from different accounts. In the picture, she was wearing nothing but lace lingerie, leaning into Brandon's chest while they took a selfie. His hand was resting on her bare, swollen belly. On his finger was the exact same wedding ring as mine. I commented, "Congrats." Seconds later, my phone rang. Jenna was on the other end, frantic. She apologized, claiming she posted the picture to get back at her boyfriend after a fight. That's insane. For one, I would hit your car with my car. They're both pregnant, so we can't do actual violence, obviously. Brandon grabbed her phone and snapped at me. You can't have a baby, so now you're losing it seeing someone else pregnant? No wonder you can't get pregnant with all that jealousy. I know it's fake. I know none of this is real, but this is like rage bait that works on me because I would just be like, this is why I'm team break up with your boyfriend. Like this is, divorce him. 5 minutes later, Jenna posted again. "Soon I'll have 2 strong men protecting me," and Brandon liked it immediately. I took off my wedding ring, tossed it into some bushes, and headed back to the hospital to schedule an abortion. For once, Brandon made it home before 9 p.m. He noticed the untouched fertility meds in the trash and frowned, throwing a tantrum over something so small. You are all up on a woman in lingerie. This is crazy. I kept my voice steady. "I'm not angry." He laughed mockingly. "You threw away your fertility meds, but sure, you're not mad. Do whatever you want. But remember, you're the one who's desperate, not me." What? This is definitely written by AI. Take them. They weren't cheap, and she barely wore them. She's only been working for a short time, so she doesn't have much. But giving you these shoes really hurt her, Brandon said. I let out a dry laugh. 30 minutes before he got home, Jenna had posted on Instagram flaunting her brand new Chanel sandals with the caption, "To the best boss in the world. Thanks for your obvious favoritism. It gives me the confidence to show off." When I didn't take the shoes, Brandon's expression hardened. "Sylvia, what's your problem? You're almost 30, and you're still giving a young girl a hard time. Is this really necessary?" He threw the box at me, hitting me square in the head. I groaned, grabbed my forehead as tears filled my eyes. Brendan looked alarmed. "I didn't mean to do that. Let me see." I pulled away as he reached out. "I'm fine," I muttered. Ignoring me, he pried my fingers away from my forehead, seeing the swelling. His face darkened. "This doesn't look fine. Stay here. I'll get some ice." His face darkened. "Bro, you did that." My phone and saw several messages from Jenna. "Brendan is just so hot. I want to eat him up while he's sleeping." Attached was a photo of Brendan asleep. His hand rested on her pink cartoon pillow, his hair tousled, lips slightly parted. When she saw the typing indicator appear at the top of the chat, Jenna quickly deleted the messages and sent me an emoji of a cat begging for forgiveness. "Oop, meant to send those to my bestie, but actually sent them to you instead. I was just messing around. Don't be mad. Brendan's already knocked out." Homicide. I'm only 5 minutes through. This is insane. Okay, we're going back. How do I get out of this? God, this has to be where, oh, we're in the popular stories section. These things have an insane amount of likes. "On the wedding day, my alpha has no bride."
I realized until I had sent William the footage of my screen recording, but the app does not allow you to screen record. So the footage of me reading the stories and like showing you what I was reading is just a blank screen. So that's why there's nothing on screen. Okay, bye. After studying at the Moonlight Academy for 2 long years, I couldn't wait to return to my pack. I was ready to become Luna, and my heart was filled with excitement at the thought of finally decorating our new den with my mate, Darius Blood Moon. My wolf was even more happy than I was. I was daydreaming about our future together, picturing how beautiful our home would be, when I stumbled upon a hidden box in the corner of my room. Inside were flight tickets, neatly stacked and labeled with dates and destinations. As I stared at the tickets, confusion washed over me. Darius had been traveling to the neighboring pack, Shadowclaw, every month without telling me. He always said he was busy with pack business, but how could he be too busy to see me? Even though I was a short run away from Shadowclaw, he chose not to visit or include me in any of his plans. That realization hurt more than I expected. This formatting is absolutely awful. You could say it's even dog shit. Wolf shit? No. I arrived at the spot where I thought he would propose, my heart racing with anticipation and joy.
The sun began to set, casting a golden hue over. Okay, you're mad, you're frustrated and hurt that he lied to you and hid something from you, but yet you're like, I'm gonna get engaged. Why are all these around marriage? But my world shattered in an instant when I saw him kneeling before another she-wolf. Alina Nightshade, will you be my mate? Just say yes, and I'll abandon everything else, Darius' voice echoed with excitement, and I froze, unable to comprehend what I was witnessing. His gaze was filled with love and admiration for her, not for me. If he wanted a life with her, who was I to stand in their way? But as I ran away, my heart pounding in my chest, I heard that he had searched every corner of the world for me, trying to bring me back to his side. What? The proposal site was beautiful, adorned with vibrant... Okay, it's like it goes back. Darius down on one knee looked at just like the prince of my dreams, but the she-wolf standing in front of him was not me. Alina, will you accept my bond? Clutched her chest, overwhelmed with emotion. Sparkling ring. I found myself, I'm just skipping ahead. Darius, I hope your mating ceremony goes smoothly. Why? The only one I wish to mate with is you, because I plan to crash your ceremony. It will show how deep our bond truly is. My steps faltered. I wanted to see just how far Darius would go to hurt for me for Alina's sake. You are truly one of a kind. Only you would dream up such madness, he laughed. The sound sharp and mocking. Then I better get some new running shoes so I can escape fast if we decide to elope. Are you really ready to do this, Alina? He asked. Marrying her is the least I can do to honor my promise. If she can't keep her mate from running away at the altar, that's her fault, right? He responded, laughter still in his voice. So that he was going to still go through with marrying main chick, but he's going to allow Alina to be his bond. And his whole thing is like, oh, if she can keep me there, I'll stay. What? Okay, let's find another one. Alpha begged for my love, but I stopped caring about him. When I lost our pup in a brutal rogue ambush, my mate, Alpha Joshua of the Moon River Pack. Oh yeah, my Alpha? It's Joshua. He's formidable. He's fast. He's Alpha. He's Joshua. In the midst of the chaos with my life hanging in the balance, he looked at me, his Luna. And they really like the Luna thing. They really liked that and still ran to save her, another she-wolf. As if her life was the only one that mattered. He left me to fend for myself, abandoned and broken. The same night I lost everything, our baby, my trust, and the love I once had for him. Now, with my heart hardened and my bond to Joshua fraying, I must find the strength to move on, even if it means embracing the darkness that follows. I glanced at Joshua, my mate, riding just ahead of me. His focus was fixed, his posture rigid, ready for anything that came our way. He had always been that way, a powerful alpha dedicated to protecting the pack, but lately the protection had seemed misplaced. Behind him, Monique rode with her usual grace, her red hair catching the moonlight. She had been a member of our pack for less than a year, and yet she seemed to hold more of Joshua's attention than I ever did. Yeah, that tends to happen. I could feel her frustration, her need for recognition. We were Luna, after all. I was Luna. But ever since Monique's arrival, I felt like a ghost in my own pack. The way Joshua looked at her, the way he rushed to her side in every moment of need. I hadn't told him yet about the pregnancy. Why is everyone pregnant? My thoughts were interrupted by a howl cutting through the night, sharp and full of warning. A second later, Rose burst from the trees, teeth bared and eyes glowing with feral hunger. My wolf reacted instantly, surging to the surface as I shifted it in one smooth motion. My clothes shredded as my body transformed, fur bristling and claws extending. Ambush! Alpha Joshua's voice rang out as he shifted, his powerful black wolf leaping into action. This is like painful. This isn't even fun bad. This is like painful to read. Female, male, free. New? My boyfriend of 8 years. The day before the wedding, he broke up with me. Revenge in the time of terminal illness. After my death, the truth was revealed. When the flood comes, I push the evil family into the abyss. Mother-in-law is pregnant with her second child. Husband cheats on secretary. My mother died at my wedding. Millions of readers cried over this story. On the day my son died, my husband cheated. I would kill a man. Male. Okay. The concert hall exploded and my wife left me to die in the flames. So the men suffer in these ones too. Okay. Regrets late arrival when apologies come too late. Wife, we will never see each other again. After I died, my ex-girlfriend came back for revenge. April Fool's Day, lies come true. This is going to be a joke, right? Why are you going to propose on April Fool's Day? Crazy. Still on one knee, I smiled awkwardly at the woman I had loved for 2,190 days, hoping desperately to hear. How long is that? 6 years. Hoping desperately to hear from her lips that it was all just a prank and she was just kidding. She always loved to play pranks, didn't she? I'm serious, Alan. I've fallen for someone else. I don't love you anymore. Diabolical. She hit me hard with all her strength and blood trickled from my mouth as my face burned with pain. Do you have a wonky tooth? How are you bleeding from that? As if it wasn't enough, she then poured the wine from the table over my head. The sour, slightly bitter liquid ran down my face, reflecting my current state of panic and confusion. Alan, I've been with Jeff Yukio for a while now. For the moment I saw Jeff, I disliked him. He liked Mona, and I feared he would take her away because by societal standards, he was a better match. He had a good family background, good grades, and good looks. He had it all. Yes, because that's how I pick a man. Grades. I'm not going super deep into these because they're not good. After my father died in a blizzard, I decided to divorce. Wait, that's so weird. It's like, this is a whole separate one. It's not letting me click. Okay, sorry. I'm like losing my mind at the functionality of this app. It's actually awful. My father suddenly fell gravely ill. Carson City was hit by an unexpected blizzard. Recently, I broke my leg, and I could only pray that my fiance, Mandy White, this is why I don't trust a Mandy. This is why I refuse to let anyone call me Mandy, would drive me to the hospital. A few minutes before we were supposed to leave, Mandy said something had come up at work and suddenly backed out. I stood in the snow on crutches, utterly lost. The streets were deserted. I couldn't even hail a cab. By the time I hobbled through the blizzard to the hospital, my father had already passed away. That night, I knelt in front of my father's coffin as someone who has had people die in the home and also die in a hospital. I don't think that's how they do that. She was drunk, crying, and repeatedly calling out the name of her childhood friend, Clark Smith. Oh, yes. Full government name while drunk and miserable. Sure. Let's go to the free section because I don't know what's happening. After swapping marriage with my sister, I married the CEO. My sister and I accidentally rescued a witch woman from a car accident. Knowing our family was struggling financially, why would she know that? She offered us a life-changing opportunity to show her gratitude. One of us could marry her only son and inherit the family business, while the other would receive a direct reward of $5 million. My sister couldn't wait to choose the young man and even dump the boyfriend she had been engaged to. In her view, a young billionaire husband was far more valuable than a mere $5 million. But what she didn't expect was that the seemingly taciturn man was actually a paranoid psychopath. Within a year, he tortured her to the point where life became a living hell, leading to a mental breakdown. Yeah, his mom had to marry him off. What did you think was gonna I'm sorry, I'm not victim blaming. This is AI. But also, like, you didn't see that as a red flag? Oh yes, marry my son, please. As a sign of my gratitude is an insane sentiment. I took the $5 million to study abroad, earned several degrees, and returned to start a business. I caught up with trends, met influential people, and my business boomed. When I opened my eyes again, my sister and I were sitting in front of Grace Wells. She had a gentle look and a smile on her face. On one side was her handsome, quiet son, and on the other side a check for $5 million. Ivy, Elaine, who of you two will choose first? This time my sister raised her hand without hesitation and pointed directly at the check. At that moment, I knew she had been reborn too. I'm sorry, what? Reborn. Okay. I'm thinking she dreamed the reality and this was like a nightmare scenario of like a premonition, like a psychic vision type of thing. No, she lived life and then was reborn. When Grace smiled and asked Ivy and me what we would choose, memories of my past life flooded back. I am born again, I thought. In my previous life, the last thing I saw was the plain white wall of a mental hospital as Ivy, with disheveled hair, pushed me off a 7th floor balcony. The impact was heavy, and I could almost hear the sound of blood and brain matter rushing out of my ears mixed with Ivy's crazy roar. Why, Elaine? Why do you get to live a life, such a good life, and be successful? This luck should have been mine. I made the wrong choice, and you got the better deal. That's life. On the wedding night, he tied her to the bed and lectured her about Lagrange's law all night long. Is that a thing? Also known as Lagrangian mechanics, is a formulation of classical mechanics that uses Lagrangian to calculate the equations of motion for a system. The Lagrangian L is the difference between a system's kinetic energy and potential energy. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have kept reading. If she got the question wrong, he would pull out a fingernail. Oh, sorry. That got me. That grossed me out a little bit. What is this? She leaned over to me, took the check with one hand. She whispered in my ear, Elaine, this time it's your turn to suffer. I'm skipping ahead. Of course, let's play some exciting games that only adults are qualified to play. Calculus. calculus. Leonard frowned even more tightly as he watched me eagerly walk to the whiteboard and write a bunch of FX equations. Where would we start? Partial equations, differential equations, or limit derivatives? Newton limits are all entry level. How about I give you some more difficult ones? However, the next second, these vicious numerical formulas from my mouth were fiercely sealed by 2 warm lips. No, wait. I didn't understand the situation at all. I pulled myself away from his soft, aggressive kiss. Leonard, this isn't how your wedding night should be. He wrapped his strong arms around me and looked at me with affectionate eyes. Do you know how sexy it is when you say the Navier-Stokes equation? I just want to study the limiting negative distance deviation with you now. On the morning after my wedding, I woke up in Leonard's tight embrace. Although he was a bit crazy and perverted when he tormented me last night, he would kiss me tenderly, listen carefully to my feelings, and considerately carry me to the bathroom to wash up afterwards. Apart from the fact that his rhythm seemed to follow the Fibonacci sequence, it didn't seem as terrible as Ivy said, right? The Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the 2 preceding numbers. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. What? My son Cassian's last birthday was simple, for our family to celebrate together. But Alpha Thorne, my mate and leader of the Silverclaw Pact, never loved me or my son. Divorce is the best choice. My wedding, his farce. When the sparks die. He craved my love when I stopped serving him. After the gas explosion, my husband only saved her. Wait, we can listen to this?
2 years ago, my best friend and I both married into the Cruz family. I married the elder brother, an emergency doctor, and she married the younger brother, a police officer. The day I found out I was pregnant, my husband hadn't returned from work yet, but he invited his childhood friend, Lily James, over for dinner to celebrate. As I went back to the bedroom to take some medicine, there was a gas explosion in the kitchen. Flames engulfed the entire room. My best friend had gone out to buy groceries and narrowly escaped. At that moment, my husband came home from work, but the first thing he did was rush out with Lily in his arms. Hearing the commotion, I used my last bit of strength to call him. He finally answered, but instead of concern, he yelled angrily, "How could you be so careless with cooking? How could you leave Lily alone at home?"
I'm reading some of the comment sections here. For this one, it says, "This is really good." Another said, "Why is it not free? I despise men like this. I thought it'd be free. Do you even know the meaning of free? Was getting to the good part, but did you seriously have to cut it off? What are you, money starved?" Let me scroll down to the bottom because I think that's the thing that I'm seeing the most is like people complaining. Yes. So it goes, before we could get up, Robin had a group of policemen rush over and surrounded us, detain these 2 suspects he ordered. This is the same story, by the way. Only then did Jacob remember the baby I was carrying. He turned to me in a panic, his voice trailing off. "Be careful, the baby." But he stopped mid-sentence when he saw my flat stomach, the head of my clothes revealing nothing but emptiness. His panicked expression froze and he slowly lifted his gaze and asked, "Where's the baby?" Become SVIP, read all SVIP stories. For 3 days, $9.99. 7 days, read all SVIP stories. $19.99, $29.99, $69.99, $169.99 for a year. No wonder people are mad. That was in the free section, so that should be free. The story behind the room without air conditioning? Zoe Floyd, you're such a good girl. Just tell me, which of these 2 rooms do you like? The person who asked me the question was my mother, Carrie Floyd. It happened when our family moved to a new house. In my prior life, I followed her suggestion and chose the smallest room without air conditioning. But even so, she didn't feel sorry for me. Instead, she just bullied me even more unscrupulously. I, who had the chance to live my life over again, I would actually, no, you know what? I would be a problem. If I lived my life over again, knowing what I know now as an adult, I would be an absolute goblin. I would be a problem. I would not be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make things easier on myself. No. I am just taking people out. I'm snapping ankles, okay? Contact us. I always love a good Outlook email. Super, super serious feedback. Why is this app ass? Is my feedback. Like, I keep hoping like I'm gonna find one that's like good, but like these are definitely all AI. Could I submit one? Like, could I submit a story? Is there a way for me to do that? It doesn't appear to be. Hang on, we're gonna look up novel short. I'm looking to read this one, but it's only on novel short, and I don't want to download too many apps. They charge so much to read a novel. Help. And it's a story for novels free on Reddit. Just when I was about to call Alvin Murphy, my boyfriend, to question him about The Ring, I saw the message he sent me 3 minutes ago. Can you help me find novel 21127? I saw it on TikTok, but I don't want to pay for the app. What's the title? I don't know. Facebook kicked me out after I denied the download of the app to read it. Yeah, there's people just looking for the stories, so they don't have to download the app. It's dumb. Why do I have to pay money for a stupid books made by AI? You want us to get mad, then spend money on your worthless novels that would be put in a local dumpster if they ever even tried to reach a bookshelf? Plus, all the female characters in every novel are the same slow, doormat, and lack a backbone. They always start off with a husband with somebody else. You lack originality in these novels. Take down this app and just save others from having to take down time to download the app that isn't worth it. And imagine having AI to go and get others to download it too, because you see that nobody wants to download this without the AI on TikTok. Sad. All in all, if you see this video, do not download these apps. Do I think these are actively scams and like they are taking your like information and using that fraudulently? No. Is it scam in that you are paying money for a dumb AI story? Yes. You guys can go to like a local library or a local bookstore and I promise you will find something more interesting. Or you can just scroll through Reddit because I'm sure you'll find an insane story that is more entertaining than this that isn't written by AI. Hopefully.
Now, I assume this happened because I downloaded the app via TikTok, but now, like I said, all of the videos I am getting of this like AI reading story, brain rot content is using novel short stories, okay? And again, I'm getting the same stories repeatedly. They all have the same fantastical, stupid premises and things like that. And it's just annoying because like it's mostly the same people that I've seen making these contents before. They're now just using novel short, and I can't imagine that this is performing well in this regard unless novel short is paying people to promote them. That is what would make sense. But again, most of these pages are run by like these TikTok automation people. Their face is not attached to their account. They're just like making these videos and then making videos to sell courses about how they make 10K a month on TikTok or something like that. So all in all, I hate this.
That's really going to be it. Have you ever downloaded one of these book apps based off of a TikTok video that you saw? Have you ever seen these TikTok videos? Do you also think that other creators that are like making these like story videos are downloading these stories from these apps and then using voice to text for their videos to try and like churn out content? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I stream on Twitch. Reminder, the Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. Reminder to use code SWELL for 10% off on gamer subs. Shout out to my channel members. If you would also join channel memberships, you can go ahead and click down below. Like, comment on social media. That'll be all up here. And that's going to be a hello day. Goodbye.
I cut the end clip because it was referencing a story we cut. Instead, I'm going to mention how every single thing, when they introduce a character, it's their full legal name. I was 3 months pregnant and my husband's childhood sweetheart, Sandy Davis, came to provoke me. She was frightened by the baring teeth of the little tiger in the zoo and sent a voice message to my husband, Henry Murphy, to complain in public. Bye.